What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. Obviously, we have to talk about what happened yesterday, the crazy random surges and dips and drops and everything that was happening within the markets here. It was not expected. Nobody figured out that this was going to happen. It was pretty predictable that we were going to most likely see drops in the market because we didn't get good inflation data, which we dropped yesterday morning at 8:30 a.m. and we thought the markets would react like how they did, and they did for a couple of hours, and then we immediately saw a reversal on not only the S&P 500 but all the cryptocurrencies moving right back up to the upside, back above supports, and pretty much giving us hope that, hey, maybe we found some sort of bottom level for the next couple of weeks. Maybe this is it. Maybe we've exhausted the market enough that this is the lowest point we go to. It's very interesting. We're going to have to talk about stuff like this. But, you know, you can see here the S&P saw an immediate reversal up. Like, it was actually one of the biggest green, rallies we've had in the S&P 500 in months. I mean, we're up 5.57%. I don't remember the last time we saw a green candle lick us up this hard, this fast, and I'm hoping that that's it. I really am, because we were exhausting the market horribly, and you guys remember, if you watched yesterday's video, that there's chances we could go so much lower, which is not something we want. But fingers crossed, though, maybe the market has exhausted itself. Maybe they're like, okay, this is probably it for inflation. Maybe we're going to start to reverse upwards. It's interesting. We're going to have to talk about it. Same thing with Bitcoin. Same thing with Ethereum's major wacky candle wick, and same thing with XRP here. We do have an article that I do want to talk to you guys about in a little bit here, but with that being said, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe. Let's dive into today's video. So yesterday we put out a video, as you guys can see here. If I put it up, I said we're officially screwed. XRP Ripple breaking news. We were starting to actually slide to the downside here. Inflation data is in. You need to see this. Not good. And we were talking about the fact that, these candle wicks, just when inflation data broke, the market saw an immediate correction to the downside here. You can see on Ethereum clearly pulled up here. The second we got inflation data come out on, at 8:30 a.m. yesterday, the immediate reaction, the predictable reaction, was a drop like this, as expected, as anticipated. However, as we were making the video, we started to see the market kind of settle back up, and we're like, okay, this is interesting. Now we know to play this out safely, let's see how we close. If we close above our support levels, we might be able to buy in and long it. And as you guys know, Ethereum was due to move up. The past couple of days, we were talking about the possibility of Ethereum moving up because it was inside a symmetrical triangle here that we figured out, and we thought we'd continue to play out. So we were, since retesting the support right here on the 11th here, we said, okay, the next pit stop for Ethereum would be to long it to the top resistance here, and that would be when you sell out. However, what happened was we immediately reversed downwards here. We got stopped out, and we saw this major dump. But in that time period, we actually managed to reverse up, closed above our supports, and gave us an opportunity to buy back in with the anticipation that we would swing to the upside here and then take our profits at the top, which is a whole lot of craziness happening all at once. But a lot of you guys are going to say, well, you were bearish in yesterday's video, and you were talking about the fact that we're probably going to see drops to the downside. And yeah, we did. We did see drops to the downside. Nobody would figure we'd rally back up here. But listen to what I said in yesterday's video. I dropped this the 13th. Today's the 14th. Listen to what I said. I'm preparing myself to short these. I do strongly believe that we are going to be seeing lower drops in these markets here, but we are starting to hold up. So again, right? I said we're starting to hold up. So as the markets were reversing downwards here, we expected to see corrections even lower if we close the daily charts below our major supports on XRP and these other cryptos. However, the second we started to see, correction back up, we're like, okay, the bulls might actually want to hold us above these supports, and we're not going to know until we close the daily candle, and then we'll know when to buy in, which direction. And here you go. In my point of view, and what I plan on doing, I'm not buying in for a short this very second. That's what I said. I'm not buying in for a short this very second because it's too risky. We need to get confirmation of the direction this market wants to move to before I start putting my money in. Obviously, you can. It's more aggressive. We'll probably put out something like that on Patreon. But Conservatively, once again, just in the past couple of hours, we're starting to see these cryptos start to reverse up a little bit, specifically XRP. But what we're looking for is if we see Ethereum close us below here, or sorry, XRP close us below here, at any point below 45 cents, let's say we close at 43, 44, expect to see a reversal downwards. Same thing with here. Shorts are going in if we close below these supports. Shorts go in if we close exactly where we are today. Bitcoin, good chance we'll put in another short, and so on and so forth. So basically what I was saying is don't buy into the market like fear of missing out on the potential short opportunity because these markets are dipping lower. There was still a big chance in possible reversal on these cryptos, and that's exactly what happened, which is quite shocking here. Now, as you guys can see, all the cryptos did that, did just that, up 10%, 7%, 9%, 11% here, 10%. Nobody was expecting this, but the possibility of it actually happening was still very large here. And as you guys can see, I have this Barron's article pulled up. Inflation was terrible. We got a terrible reading. But why did the market actually rally? And here you guys can see there's no dismissing that September's CPI index, the CPI rose 0.4% in September, up from 0.1% in August, and above estimates for 0.2%. Core consumer prices, which don't include food and energy, as we know, rose 0.6%, above forecasts for 0.4%, and unchanged from August. CPI rose 8.2% over the year, down from last month or 2 months ago at 8.3%. But core CPI, and what that means is the CPI data, I believe, for year over year, went down by 0.1%. But core inflation, core CPI, which takes out, I believe, food and energy, as we discussed, actually went up to 6.6%. From 6.3%. So inflation in total is going up. And you can see here it says, other than car and apparel prices falling, there was little in the report that inflation was anywhere near tamed, which is unfortunate here. And then they go on to say it was a massive rally and one that came out of nowhere and it left market observers like yours truly wondering what the heck just happened, as most of us were very confused here. They then go on to say investors might also be betting that inflation has peaked and perhaps expectations for Fed rate hikes. We're kind of expecting this to happen. But after the CPI print, expectations for peak Fed funds hit 4.9 or so, massive capitulation by the markets here. And then it says the most likely explanation is a technical one. The S&P 500 at its low had retraced half the gain it had made from the COVID low in 2020 to its peak in January 2020. That's an important level for market technicians. When it was hit, it appeared to set off a wave of profit taking and put options that had become profitable here. And that's kind of what I'm expecting here. I believe the markets became very, very, very much so exhausted. Like, there wasn't much room for us to continue to slide lower, which is what I was thinking. We became so freaking low over the past couple of days. Even yesterday was extremely oversold. I didn't think we had much more energy to swing much lower. Possible, yes, but I didn't think we had it in us. So when the markets open up in about a half an hour in the S&P, there's a good chance we are going to swing back up. There's a good chance that we might have just confirmed a small double bottom formation here, and we might see a potential positive run back to the upside here. You can even see it here. This could still be a bigger double bottom breaking us up to the upside here. We have to hold on for dear life, hope we see a swing to the upside here, but things aren't looking too bad now. It's actually a positive reaction here. The fact is, XRP, as we discussed, was most likely, and as I said, besides the manipulation from the S&P 500, we said we needed to come back to bottom support. And if you watch any of my videos, said that the XRP price needed to bounce off support and then see a run back to the upside. That's expected, as long as we don't break through it, which we didn't. We had a scary retest yesterday, but here we are bouncing off of our beautiful support level. Once a resistance, now a support. Not only did that happen to XRP, which now is fairly positive for potentially seeing a little more runs to the upside, but I would hold off for right now. Ethereum had a beautiful play yesterday. Unfortunately, we dipped really low, which definitely hit a lot of stop losses, unfortunately, but we closed right back above support, which was a beautiful opportunity at about 7 or 8 p.m. to buy in and long to the upside here with a target, a small one, up to 1339, which is exactly what is happening here. We have our A, B, C, D, something like that, or we start here with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, filling out this gap here, this beautiful gap. Massive pump fake here, and now we're retesting top resistance, which I believe might be the highest we're going to move to. We could break through it, but I believe we'll get rejected off here. And the same thing applies itself with Bitcoin, which had a beautiful, scary movement here. Excuse me. But what happened is, which is shocking to me, and this is definitely the best, the best news that happened at XRP. It was huge yesterday. Sorry, for Bitcoin. It was huge. The fact is, we've been filling out this gap inside this channel for a long time. Then we came in touch with this major downtrend that we have not broken above in a little over a year now. You can see we had many days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days of resistance, retesting this and getting broken down and corrected to the downside. Yesterday was the big test, the final straw. We dumped below it, but managed to reverse out positive on the other side. That's huge news for Bitcoin. And here we are taking advantage of not having a major downtrend forcing us lower. This is a good chance now that we are going to start to potentially see a run to the upside. And this could be, the possibility of a confirmation that we're outside finally of the major downtrend here. Not an opportunity to buy in yet, but if we can close this week's candle, and that's today's Friday, so by Sunday, we'll know which direction we're moving to. There's a good chance now that we've now managed to get outside of this major descending fractal here, we might be able to trend in here. And, we might see some possibility of some higher movements for the remainder of this year, some positive feedbacks, the uncertainty period into 2023, which is definitely an exciting news here. So, that's pretty much it for today's video. Lots of important stuff to discuss. If that makes sense to everybody, then definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.